Hello again. I'm going to be doing a series of very simplified piano tutorials for good altar call songs. I know that is a need in our own church, and for many of you it's a need as well. If you're just starting to play the piano, probably the most stressful time of your service is going to be at that altar call time because it's unscripted. You don't know what song that you're going to need to play at altar call. And so I'm going to be doing a series of several songs to kind of have in your back pocket that are very, very simple. And I would say the most crucial things that you need to remember when you're just starting to play is that when you come up for altar call, you need to be confident in what you're playing and you need to not be distracting. So we want to make those two things a little easier for you by providing some simple altar call songs. Right now, what I'm going to show you, you may already know this song or sing it, but just as a reminder, is the piece of the Better Is One Day medley where it says the enemy has been defeated. Death couldn't hold you down. We're going to lift our voice in victory. We're going to make your praises loud. And then shout unto God with a voice of triumph. Shout unto God with a voice of praise. So this is a great song to, like, if there's that intense and there's this pull from your pastor, you know, to reach out to God, or the enemy's under your feet, you're not going to be defeated. There's like 2 chords. And you can do this whole thing. And some of you who are new to playing, you don't realize it's just 2 chords. And it's a powerful song. If you've got an adequate drummer who can help you, then this is a great one to do. So I'm going to turn the camera down now. And the song, we do it in the key of E, or I've done it in the key of E. And so when you get to this part, you're going to just play an A chord and a B chord, and that's it. And you can, you know, make them a little more fancy if you want, but for the most part, it's going to be an A chord. So it's an A2 chord, so I would voice it this way. In your right hand, I would play an A with your thumb, a B, that's the 2, with your first finger here, and then an E with your pinky. A, B, E. And then in your left hand, I would do an A and an E. It's going to be the 1 and the 5. And I would just kind of have a good rhythmic groove going right there. The enemy has been defeated. So I'm just kind of pulsing. Enemy has been defeated. And then you're going to change that, and you're going to keep your fingers exactly the same. 1, 2, 5, and 5 and 1 here, and you're going to move to a B2. So your left hand is going to be pinky on B, thumb on F sharp. Your right hand is going to be your thumb on B, first finger on C sharp, that's the 2, and then your pinky on F sharp. Death couldn't hold you down. The enemy has been defeated. Death couldn't hold you down. We're gonna lift our voice in victory. We're gonna make your praises loud. The enemy, and that's it. I mean, it's a great song, and it's perfect to kind of invite people to the altar right then. I mean, it's kind of, you're just sort of easing in, and it can also build as the presence of God fills the house. It can build. Important here is the rhythm, because you want to kind of have that drive, that soft drive that's just kind of getting there. So the enemy's been get louder. The enemy has been defeated. Death couldn't hold you down. We're gonna lift our voice in victory. We're gonna make your praises loud. The enemy has been defeated. Death couldn't hold you down. We're gonna lift our voice in victory. We're gonna loud. And you can go right into that next part. Same chord, A, E in your left hand, A, B, E in your right hand. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. So what I've changed here is the rhythm, but the chord is the same. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. Now you're going to move up to B, F sharp, B, C sharp, F sharp. Shout unto God with a voice of praise. Now, you can go back and do the A and B again. It's that simple. The whole thing is just A2 and B2 and back and forth, and you kind of escalate and you change the rhythm. But what you can do is you can change it slightly here on the second part. Instead of going back to the A with your left hand, you can keep your right hand the same, A, B, E, but you can now put a C sharp octave in your left hand. So you can hear that kind of amps up the energy a little bit. There's a little more expectation there or whatever. And then when you go to the B this time, your right hand's going to be the same, B, C sharp, F, but you can move your left hand, thumb and pinky, to a D sharp. So that whole part looks like this. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. Shout unto God with a voice of praise. C sharp. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. We lift your name up. We lift your name up. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. Shout unto God with a voice of praise. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. What I did right there was just because I feel like, okay, as we repeat this, I need to build it up some more. So instead of doing the A, E up here close to my right hand with my left hand, I just took the thumb and pinky and I went down here and just did an A octave. So that I could kind of be, especially if you don't have a bass player, this down there and you're just building because you're going lower, so you're kind of broadening the sound. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. Shout unto God with a voice of praise. And there's the C sharp. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. We lift your name up. We lift your name up. Shout unto God. And so, of course, the question is, how can you end once you're there? And so, yeah, you're probably either going to have to transition back to the first part of this song to end, or, I mean, again, don't make it more complicated than it has to be. This is in the key of E, though, so you're playing 4 and 5. You're playing A and B and A and B. So if you need some closure to the song, like if you're needing to transition away or whatever, then just remember that you're in the key of E. And the great thing, Better is One Day, actually, for the end of that, those of you who know the medley, is also that A and B. And then so you really have the whole last half of that song learned, and you can finish it that way. So let me show you how that sounds. So the enemy has been defeated. Death couldn't hold you down. We're gonna lift our voice in victory. We're gonna make your praises loud. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. Shout unto God with a voice of praise. Shout unto God with a voice of triumph. We lift your name up. Better is one day. Better is one day. Better is one day than thousands elsewhere. Better is. So this is just that A again, the same thing we just learned to end the song. Better is one day than thousands elsewhere. And the last thing, if you're going to end the song, you know, sometimes you can just trail off there if you wanted to, or you could end on the E chord, since this is in the key of E. Than thousands elsewhere. And then you could kind of just play quietly the A. the B, and then that E. So for the E, all I'm doing is I have just the E in my left hand, my left finger, or I might be playing an octave, and then the way I voice the E here in my right hand is a B with my thumb, my right thumb, an E with my pointer finger, F sharp with my middle finger, and B with my pinky on my right hand. So it's another E. I made it an E2. Okay, so hopefully that helps you, and that's a great altar call song to do when you're trying to build intensity and when your pastor's preached on victory or overcoming the enemy. So hope that helps someone.